Yay for New York. I'm a big fan of New York, as we all know. Matt is considered a trusted advisor and coach to many students, teaching them both the technical skills and lifestyle design skills he has worked so hard to develop. Matt has committed himself to helping you get out of your frustration mode, sharing with you his experience and knowledge acquired over the many years of working with both art directors and students. So I'm excited to see what you're up to. Thanks for joining us today.
Sure, no. Glad to be here. It's a pleasure.
It's been a while, I guess, since we chatted with you back, in the days of being a coaching student. But we've had you on our radar and seen kind of what you're up to. I was just checking out the latest with your site recently today. But let's go ahead and start out with you telling us a bit about what brought you into this world of internet marketing and information marketing. What brought you to the point that you're at today?
Well, what brought me to this was basically. It was mid-'90s. My illustration career was going really well. I was asked to teach at the School of Visual Arts, I would say closer to 1999. And I just, all of a sudden, a couple classes were taken away from me at the school, and the illustration jobs weren't coming in as strong. And that in conjunction with reading a bunch of books. I know all of your listeners are avid readers, and I'm an avid reader as well. And the book, Multiple Streams of Income, and the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book changed my life tremendously. And when I had that fear of God put into me in terms of not getting the illustration jobs as much as I once was, just for a short period of time, I'm like, I just started searching for answers. And I kept reading all these books and wondering what my next big thing in life was going to be, while still, chugging along doing illustration and teaching. And, one day I just said, well, after reading those books, let me film myself. I want to see what it would be like if I filmed myself in class, making a video of myself teaching. How do I sound? And one thing led to the next. And before you know it, I had a DVD up on my website because I was really searching for that multiple stream of income. I knew I had the teaching, which was adjunct, not full time. And I knew I had the freelance jobs coming in. I'm like, well, what is that next thing that I can use in case, teaching goes away, or in case, I hurt my hand and I can't work doing illustration. And so I put that DVD up for sale on my website, and it was crazy. I mean, I just started getting all these orders in, and then I started following you guys through the podcast. This was, I guess, I don't know, 2006, 2007. My dates are probably a little off, but once I started following you and I started, implementing the things that you were teaching, that's when stuff started to take off. And I started making multiple DVDs. And then, to make a long story short, I took your coaching course, and your coaching course in the spring of '08, I believe, changed it all for me. Some specific things that Sterling had said regarding membership sites and all the great things that you said as well, Jay, really sparked my imagination. And I was kind of already making money online, but just doing the one-off products. And that's when I got into the membership site. And I finished up with your course, and I remember school was over in terms of me teaching May 1st. May 1st, I started my membership site. Then it was the same day, and I launched it in August of '08. And here we are now. I mean, I've surpassed 1,500 members have signed up to my site, so it's going pretty good.
Wonderful.
Nice. Wow.
That's a great story. I'm thrilled to hear that. That's congratulations. It sounds like you're doing awesome there. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the strategies that you guys mentioned, I've just implemented them, one at a time, lots of trial and error with the site. It's an ongoing process. It's certainly not perfect. And I take all the things that you guys mentioned into consideration, like the lifestyle design. I tend to be a bit of a workaholic, and we were just talking before the call about, getting some help with this site because it's getting a little bit out of control. So yeah, that's where I am right now, and I'm doing really well with it.
Very cool.
All right, great. Yeah. So one of the things we want to say is specifically, how are you making money right now, and who is your primary target market?
Well, how am I making money right now? Primarily through the membership site. I have a monthly subscription and I have an annual subscription. And right now, that is the chunk of my income online. I also have the benefit of having all the DVDs that I made previously to the membership site. And I'm still, all of my content that is on the membership site is primarily video. So when I have time, I take that video and I repackage it into DVDs. So memberships, video, DVDs I sell them on my membership site. I sell them on Amazon.com, and I sell them on my original store that I created before the membership site. It's an e-commerce site, and that makes me money, and it just sits there, and I haven't touched that website in, I don't even want to say, maybe 8 months to a year. I haven't touched that website other than logging into the control panel and just checking my orders, and once a week they go out. And so those are the 4 ways right now that I'm making the income.
And wait, really quickly, what was the name of your membership site so they know for sure?
The name of my membership site, taking your advice with the keywords, was drawingtutorialsonline.com.
Perfect.
Yeah, so the keywords, the main keywords for my niche market, getting into your second part of that question, my niche market is basically anyone who really wants to learn how to draw, and there's subcategories to that. There is a college student subcategory. There is a professional artist who wants to learn how to get better at their drawing skills. And there are also people who just like to draw for a hobby. You know, it relaxes them. So on my site, I find I have a whole major mix with the people who have signed up. So, you know, I could niche it down a little bit more, but I think it's drawing is pretty broad. I mean, with me, it's drawing realistically. I guess that's the specific niche. Not doing anything, you know, caricatures, just mainly drawing people realistically.
Very cool. Now, you mentioned that so the site has been sitting there. You haven't really had to touch it for months and months. You just go in and look at the orders. How while we're on that topic, how are the orders fulfilled? So the order comes in, and this is a DVD that you're shipping out to people. So you have the membership site, but you also have DVDs that you're selling. That's something that has to be shipped out? How are you handling that fulfillment process?
Okay, great question. And I was laughing about this earlier, just thinking about what I used to do. My e-commerce site, which is different than my membership site, even though the membership site is an e-commerce site as well, I would get orders. I remember the power of the list when you guys spoke about your list, and I would send out an email I didn't have a huge list at the time, and, you know, I'd get a whole bunch of orders in one day, and it would just be me running to the post office, answering emails, packing the DVDs. I mean, I was doing everything. And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm starting like another job for myself. And, you know, listening to you guys, you always have the big picture in mind, which is awesome. So right now, who fulfills my DVDs is my parents come over. This is my outsourcing. My parents come over 1 to 2 days a week, and they sit and they just pack DVDs and mail them. And it's perfect. I purchased a pretty high-end duplicator here at home. I've always duplicated all my own DVDs, and now I have an automated one. And so my system works well for me in terms of the amount of DVDs that I sell. So the short answer is fulfillment is mom and dad.
Yeah, my mom did my fulfillment for one of my physical business jobs for quite a while there, too. That's so funny. That's the first people were like, hey, Mom, can you that was before I knew about VAs and all that kind of stuff and even different companies that'll do fulfillment for you. I just was like, you know, she was up for it, and I was like, here you go. Here's how to do it.
Yeah, it works out well. You know, I pay them. They come on over. It's extra income for them. And, you know, I give away a free video with membership. It's part of my plan. If you want to become a member of my website, there's a $1 trial. And along with that $1 trial, I give away a free portrait DVD for the monthly, and I give away a 5-disc DVD for the annual. And so it does add up. I mean, right now they're managing. It's working out pretty good. And, you know,